I want to say welcome to the late night breaking news again. That's right, I had to get some things set up, you all, but I want to come to you and bring you all this late night breaking news before I hit the sack, okay? As many of you might have read on my Facebook page, tonight they had a school board special meeting, all right? And what we're going to be talking about tonight is that how the board took a unanimous vote, 5-0. Yes, that's right. The five people, they refer to them as the Dream Team. Well, the Dream Team voted 5-0 to terminate the contract of the Blytheville Superintendent. Okay? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I want you all to listen to, I didn't have the video, I didn't record, but I do have an audio that I want you all to listen to in terms of some of the, the counts, if you will, of violations, that is, that they claim that occurred by a superintendent. And I want you to pay close attention to where the board stated that one of the things was superintendent had moved back to her home down toward Little Rock area. And so they even had that as one of the counts. Now, let me tell you why I got a issue with that. Now, they claimed that she moved back home, and it was in her contract that she had to, I guess, live here in Blytheville, Arkansas. All right? Now, some information was sent to me tonight. We rehired the basketball coach. I don't even know his name, to be honest with you, but you all know who I'm talking about. They hired the basketball coach. Now, I'm not going to put the photo up on the screen because we're talking about children, and so I'm not going to do that. But I do have a photo that was sent to me, and it shows a picture of the athletic director, the coach that we hired back, the basketball coach / athletic director. Well, he attended, I guess, the enrollment for his child, not in the Blytheville School District, but he enrolled his child into the Gosnell School District. Okay? So someone sent me a photo. It is true that the AD, athletic director / coach, head basketball coach, that is, he and his family have chosen to enroll their child into the Gosnell School District. Now, they claim that they had in Dr. Perkins' contract that she had to live in Blytheville. Okay? So my question, what's the difference? We got to quit. I'm going to get to the breaking news. We're going to have to quit laying down. Okay? We're just laying down. We're not standing up. We got to make folks understand that you can't just treat us any kind of way. If our school district is not good enough for you to live here and for you to enroll your kids into the Blytheville school system, now I will say this here, everybody, you got a right to enroll your kids wherever you want to enroll your kids. That's your right. You the parent. But it just don't set well with a lot of residents here in Blytheville that when it's okay for you to want to work here in Blytheville in terms of having a job, but you care not to enroll your kids into the Blytheville School District. We got to stop that, y'all. We got to quit laying down like that. We got to hold these people accountable, just like what they're doing with Superintendent Perkins. You know, they read that off tonight. You will hear it when I play this audio. Let's go ahead and play that audio right now, and we're going to come back and we're going to do that. But as you see on the board right there, we're talking about Blytheville School District terminate superintendent contract. The Blytheville School Board voted unanimously to terminate Superintendent Perkins' contract. They did that tonight, okay? And as I was talking about earlier, as you can see on the screen, the basketball coach, that's what I just finished speaking on, the Blytheville basketball coach / AD, athletic director, has enrolled his child into the Gosnell School District. Okay? He has enrolled his child into the Gosnell School District. All right? Look like I got my comment section working now. I see Mr. Davis done tuned in. I want to say hello. How you doing, Mr. Davis? He done tuned in, just giving his hellos. All right? But I want to say this here, you all. We're going to have to quit laying down like this, okay? It's just not right. You know, these folks come here. They want to work in our school district, you know, but they don't want to enroll their children into the Blytheville School District. We got to quit laying down, y'all. We got to stand up, okay? I have grandchildren in the Blytheville School District. You know, my daughter had choice to move her children to Osceola or Gosnell or elsewhere, but she chose Blytheville. All right, we're gonna come back and talk about that a little bit more. But right now, before we get more into this, the conversation that we're talking about now, before we get more into it, let's go ahead and roll this audio. Let me try to find it now. Just listen to the audio, okay? Let's do that now. This was the special school board meeting that took place tonight is what you're hearing. Listen to the allegations that they are assessing against Superintendent Perkins. Okay, here we go.
We can hear everything else is.
We're now back in open session. I will entertain a motion at this time on matters of I will entertain.
I did my best. I hope you all can hear it.
I make a motion to initiate the proceedings to terminate Dr. Perkins' contract with the Blytheville School District for cause and to authorize the superintendent to send out a letter informing her of our decision and why in determining a date of August 21st for a public hearing.
Okay, I just want to stop that. Like I say, you're having a hard time hearing. The audio is not too good, but that was Mrs. Toby Johnson who made the motion to terminate the contract of Dr. Superintendent Perkins. That's what you just heard, okay? Let's go ahead and pick back up.
Motion is made in a second. At this time, for discussion, I will read the letter. Notice of termination proceedings. Dr. Perkins, June 26th, the Blytheville School Board voted to place you on administrative leave to investigate certain expenditures and other items relating to your performance as superintendent. At a special meeting on August the 8th, the board considered the findings of the investigation determined that you approved the expenditure of the total sum of $37,500 for making teachers break for Saturday school session during the 23-24 school year, which is in excess of the limit of $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5 of the school board policy without prior approval from the board. The investigation determined that you approved the expenditure of the total sum of $28,200 to mindfulness through music for band-related instruction during the 23-24 school year, which is in excess of the limit of $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5 of the school board policy without obtaining prior approval from the board. The investigation determined that you approved the expenditure of the total sum of $59,000 to Girl Sanders for leadership development sessions and coaching support services during the 23-24 school year, which is in excess of the limit of $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5 of the school board policy without obtaining prior.
That's President Desmond Hammond
The investigation
who's speaking.
The investigation determined that you approved the expenditure of the total sum of $47,500 to Sugar Hit Communications for public relations and community engagement services from December 6, 2022 through October 2nd, 2023, which is in excess of the limit of $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5.
It's not but 11 minutes long, you all.
The investigation determined that you approved the memorandum of understanding with Relay Graduate School of Education for teacher instruction services to be provided in the 24 and 25 as stated estimated cost of $93,000, resulting in a purchase order for the total due of $127,627.56, which is in excess of the rule of $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5 of the school board policy without obtaining prior approval from the board. The investigation determined that you approved the expenditure of the total sum of $27,900 to Glenn Sane, GMC from Kent, Missouri for your personal vehicle on or about February 12, 2024, which is in excess of the limit $21,604 permitted for the purchase of commodities pursuant to the Rule 7.5 of the school board policy without obtaining prior approval from the board. The investigation determined that you employed Patricia Kirby as a mechanic with the Blytheville School District from July 23rd, 2023 through February 10th, 2024 at the rate of $25 per hour, which is in excess of the $21 per hour limit for mechanics as provided in Rule 8.1 of the school board policy, and paid her a total sum of $39,025 without obtaining prior approval from the board and without the benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. The investigation determined that you employed Frederick Kirby as a mechanic with the Blytheville School District from September 10th, 2023 through March 8th, 2024 at the rate of $25 per hour, which is in excess of $21 per hour. Limit for mechanics is provided in Rule 8.1 of the school board policy and paid him in a total sum of $35,650 without obtaining prior approval from the board and without the benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. The investigation determined that you employed Carl Mine as a bus driver with the Blytheville School District from July 26, 2023 through May 1st, 2024 at the rate of $25 per hour, which is in excess of the $21 per hour limit for bus drivers as provided in Rule 8.1 for the school board policy without obtaining prior approval from the board and without benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. The investigation determined that you employed Jerry Kilgore as a mechanic with the Blytheville School District from July 22nd, 2023 through September 9th, 2023 at the rate of $25 per hour, which is in excess of the $21 per hour limit for mechanics as provided in Rule 8.1 of the school board policy without obtaining prior approval from the board without benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. The school district investigation determined that you employed Glenn Haley in some capacity with the school district from July 2nd, 2023 through August 5th, 2023 without obtaining approval from the board without the benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. The investigation determined that you employed Janetta Boyd as an interventionist with the school district from July 22nd, 2024 through May 2nd, 2024 without obtaining prior approval from the board without the benefit
Again, that is
of a contract in violation of school
Board President Desmond Hammond.
Determination of Board Bobby Diamond as an
Who's speaking?
School District from January 8, 2024 through May 2nd, 2024, without obtaining prior approval from the board without the benefit of an employment contract in violation of school policy. You have
We got about 3 minutes.
relocated residents to Sherwood, Arkansas, in direct violation of your employment contract, which requires that you continuously reside within the Blytheville School District during your tenure as superintendent, which is expressly listed as a material breach of your contract in section 8.1. You thwarted the board's attempt to fully audit and investigate financial and other matters by refusing to cooperate with the school district special counsel and Representative Jeremy Thomas to review and explain issues concerning, including but not limited to, your actions listed in this letter, which the board considers as a direct act of insubordination and dereliction of your duties. At the close of the 23-24 school year, you removed all your belongings from your office and ceased reporting to work, apparently indicating your role as superintendent. Through a letter from your attorney, Renee Parker, to the school district special counsel Jeremy Thomas, dated August 2nd, 2024, you indicated that your lack of confidence in the board's willingness to support you and follow your lead, and further stated that your time at Blytheville is coming to a close. This matter remains under investigation, and other issues may be discovered. But due to your lack of cooperation in this investigation, the listed items in this letter include only those the board has been able to discover to date in your absence. The lack of trust between you and Blytheville School Board is beyond repair. A hearing has been scheduled for August 21st at 6 p.m. in the boardroom. Pursuant to the terms of your contract, the board will follow the procedures set out in the Personnel Policy 3.36 entitled License, Personnel Renewal, and Termination when conducting your hearing. Therefore, your hearing will be public. You may be represented at the hearing by a representative of your choosing. You may present evidence, call a witness on your behalf, and question any witness presented by the board. If you are not present at the hearing, the board will discuss the reasons for recommending your termination in executive session. Respectfully, designated Blytheville School Board President. There has been a motion and a second. All in favor of initiating the termination proceeding, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. We will now move down to personnel recommendations.
Okay. That is it. You heard it. The motion carry by the Dream Team, 5-0. They have terminated the contract of Dr. Perkins, Veronica Perkins, superintendent for the Blytheville School District. You have heard it. I don't know if you could make out the audio, but I just wanted to play it anyway, and hopefully, you picked up something from it. All right. Now, you mentioned another thing that was mentioned. They mentioned Mr. Carl Minor. That's supposed to have been a violation of paying him $25 an hour, when I think they stated that I guess the top out pay was $21. To my understanding, they have a gentleman already employed with Blytheville driving buses, is what I understand, bus driver. He's being paid $25 an hour. So I guess the question would be, how is that different from this gentleman who has already, at this present time, receiving $25 an hour? To my understanding, same duties, what have you. But why is it a problem for Mr. Carl Minor to receive $25 an hour when they have a bus driver? I want to say I think most people know him by Ray, Mr. Ray, white gentleman. He's making $25 an hour. But Mr. Carl Minor, who's a black gentleman, that's a no-no. Can't pay him $25 an hour. So that was one of the violations that they had in the so-called investigation. I keep referring to this here as a so-called investigation because it's been so secretive all along. We don't even know what was the scope of this investigation. You know, it's just been a lot of secrecy. There's no transparency whatsoever. Okay, so that's what I wanted you all to hear. Now, I want to read you all a letter that was written by the superintendent. I say a letter, it's an email. This was sent to the Arkansas State Board members, okay? This is who this email was addressed to. I'm going to read it real quickly. I am Dr. Veronica Perkins, the current superintendent of the Blytheville School District. To say that being in this environment for the past 2 years has been draining and depleting only starts to articulate the anguish I have failed as I have sought to bring positive change to the environment. Although I understood Blytheville School District to have some issues, the extent of the challenges are beyond anything I've imagined. I accepted the position with great expectation to make an impact in the academic lives of students. The systematic issues and chronic underperformance, coupled with complacency, explain in part why every school in the district is failing. There are also significant issues around personnel and the dysfunctionality of the board of directors. The board of directors for the Blytheville School District lacks the capacity to separate relationships from their professional responsibilities, to guide and to make sound decisions for the district. Board members, and particularly the board president, simply will not support the necessary changes to improve academic outcomes. The president continues to involve himself in the day-to-day operations of the superintendent and responsibilities that lies solely with the purview of the superintendent. He has arbitrarily recommended increases in compensation which have not gone through PPC and which favors employees with which he is aligned. Most recently, Mr. Hammett non-renewed the assistant superintendent and the athletic director, not because they had not done their jobs, but because they were actively engaged in trying to improve the environment. His statements were explicit and that he would make sure they did not return, and they didn't. The contract was not renewed. There were individuals that I non-renewed that he renewed. More accurately, he has garnered support from other board members. That's that Dream 5 we're talking about, the Dream Team. Other board members to ensure that he could achieve his desired agenda. The agenda had been to ensure that he made good on his statements in regards to me as well, and I paraphrase, certain people are going to be the death of your career. I took that to mean that if I did not do his bidding, he would ensure that I would not remain in position. Here is an example of an incident he wished me to ignore. I have included for you an example of an English teacher, head football coach, that I non-renewed that has since been rehired. Seemed like there's a supersede of powers here. The superintendent, did her job, and we get the Dream Team, this board, overdid. They superseded her authorities, and they rehired this person. Okay? Do note the amount that the employee is receiving and compared is to the footage that I have provided. To say that what is happening in our classrooms is an injustice for students and is an understatement. Note also that I proposed it to transfer the principal who had been in the principal role for the past 4 or 5 years. Board members were adamant that I should not be looking to move here. However, not one teacher in the high school building has been placed it on an improvement plan, and the accountability score at the high school is 49.11%. That's school performance. As a superintendent, you know when your time is up in an environment, but my love for teaching and learning will not allow me to go quietly into the good night. My parents were career educators at Barton High School. I have 3 aunts and a brother who are educators. We believe education is a bridge to a brightened future for students. Because of my commitment to my old core beliefs, I will leave the environment, but I will not leave 1,340 students without a voice of advocacy. I can easily transition as I have 30 years as an educator and could easily retire or seek employment elsewhere. The students at Blytheville School District deserve a quality education that affords them choices as well. Currently, we are severely limiting their opportunities, and to leave the environment unchecked is nothing less than egregious and aligned to educational malpractice. For the students of Blytheville School District, I am asking for your intervention. Dissolve the board of directors, place a superintendent, and give them full support to do what needs to be done to improve outcome for students. The school district is right with opportunities. Give it the chance it needs to thrive and to be what institutions of learning were designed to be. An incubator for productive, civic, conscious individuals who can gainfully engage in our society. Last page coming up, you all. In addition to my asking for your intervention, I fully intend to lodge an ethics complaint against Mr. Hammond, who recently, last Monday, pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault as an individual, as well as an ethic complaint against Mr. Howard for his unprofessional behavior with students. I thank you in advance for your service, as I know too that yours is a thankless job most days. Never lose sight, however, that your service makes the difference for thousands of students across this great state. I appreciate your time and attention. Sincerely, Dr. Veronica Perkins. So that is a letter that Superintendent Perkins emailed that she sent to the state board. She saw it coming, as you heard, as I read the read the letter. She saw it coming. She saw the writing on the wall, and when she said that her time is somewhat coming to an end, I guess one can put two and two together and say that this is what she was referring to, what happened tonight. Okay. Now, let me see if I got any comments over here. Okay. Let me see if I got any comments. Okay. Hello. That's just Mr. Davis saying hello. Miss McGray saying hello. I'm putting you all comments on the screen. Okay. On the screen. All right. I'm going to try to read a few of these comments. And after I read a few of these comments, I'm going to give a few of my own. And we don't have anything else. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Okay. Okay. It is sad how staff recruits this coach. And he went and enrolled his child at Gosnell. Then got up on 8/1/24, talked at how great school, etc., knowing we are facing decreasing enrollment. That's a very good point to make. I mean, I have to agree with Miss Donna. I have to agree with her wholeheartedly. Come on, y'all. I mean, I even played the interview for you all when this coach was to be rehired and coming back to Blytheville. You know, you heard what I heard. You know, all the love. You know, he stated that he had for Blytheville. You know, this, that, and the other. You know, I mean, come on now. I mean, we believe in showing and not just speaking words. You say you love Blytheville. You say this is a good place to raise children. Then why not our schools are good enough for your children? Like I say, you can put your child in whatever school you want to. That's your right. But it just don't look good. It's okay for you to make money in the Blytheville School District, but it's not good enough for you to enroll your child in Blytheville School District. Wow, that says a lot. Again, y'all, we got to quit laying down. You got to stand up. Make folks respect you. The Blytheville School District can live again, but as long as we continue to have folks just walk over us, do what they want to do to us, and we don't say nothing, we just take it. That's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. That's not, and definitely not fair to our students, our children. Okay, so I wholeheartedly agree with you. Like Donna again have another comment. Dorothy, oh, that's Miss Blankenship, isn't it? Dorothy Blankenship Young. Oh, it's Dorothy Blankenship Young. Wrong person. Toby Johnson, always first as trigger to make motions for data. She one made it for increase on McKenzie. I guess that's the coach name you're talking about. You know, I don't have any proof of that. I like dealing with minutes. Donna is pretty resourceful in looking up stuff. She followed the school board website, searching the minutes, agenda. She also tapped over into the Arkansas State Legislature, you know, doing her due diligence there, looking up information. Donna is a very resourceful person, regardless of what you may think. She's very resourceful. And so if she say what she said just then, I mean, you have to take her to her word, all right? Again, it seemed like from what I'm looking at, reading these comments from Ms. Donna, it's almost like we have folks who's trying to get a particular job, have friends that sits on the school board that can make it happen. That's how I interpreted those comments. You know, we shouldn't have school board members, somewhat being a mouthpiece to other board members to get something passed. Because I'm wondering, well, what's in it for the board member, who do this? What's in it for them? And so, talking about an investigation, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. All these years, and Lord knows that we done had some folks that stole us blind. And they done got away from here, boy, and just is laughing and skinning and grinning from ear to ear. How they just robbed the Blytheville School District. And guess what? We said nothing. We did nothing. All the superintendents before this superintendent. And what do we know? Y'all might say that I'm trying to make it racial, but we got to call it for what it is. First black superintendent to serve for the Blytheville School District. And this how we treat her. All of a sudden, all the years, all the discrepancies when it comes to money, all the discrepancies, not for one. And many of these folks that's sitting on this board now, go back in time, didn't say one iota complaint when it comes to the indiscrepancies of financial monies that had been misappropriated. Misappropriation can get you in trouble too. You ain't got to steal the money. Misappropriation. That'll put you in the hot seat just as well. But we said nothing. But what do you know? We get a black superintendent and we walking all over her. Y'all pitiful. You know who I'm talking about. Y'all pitiful. Let me read a couple of more, and I did have something else I want to read, and then I'm gonna call it tonight. Okay, I know it's late. We also have that's Miss Dorothy Blankenship Young. Okay, how you doing? We'll have it's Miss Williams. How you doing, Miss Williams? I don't have any more comments I don't see. I'm trying to thumb through to see if I see one that I hadn't read yet. And I want to talk about another lady who probably should file a lawsuit. Okay, we got this is Mrs. Cruz. Okay, Mrs. Cruz. Let's read her comments. It say, Ray is a country bus route. We was talking about that $25 an hour. This is the person she referring to, I guess. Ray is a county bus route. Okay, it's a long route, but he doesn't pick up all of his students because he told a parent, I have a life to live too. What do you say? Let me pause right there. This man is being paid $25 an hour. He signed up for that, okay? He signed up for that job. He knew the route that he had to carry out. And now he wants to complain. This lady stated that he don't pick up all of his students. And I did get a complaint about this guy who didn't want to take a student home because of something, some kind of detour, and he didn't want to go around. He didn't want to take that detour. To my understanding, it was almost as if the parent didn't come pick the child up, it's almost like he was going to just let the child out where he stopped at. And so, but this is this fella. I think I know him. He used to be over the fair. I had to represent a lady that he was very mean to out there at the fair. And so I know this person. So that is his demeanor. Let me pick back up. He doesn't pick up all of his students because he told a parent this, according to this witness here. I have a life to live too. He leaves them at school, put them off the bus. When they call him back, he refused to come back and pick them up. Well, what do you say? We have a bus driver who signed up to pick students up, to take them home, get them to school safely. When you leave a child unattended like that, that creates a liability for the Blytheville School District. What if this child is hurt? Okay? What if this child just come up missing? Only because you got a bus driver who made a statement, I got a life too. That definitely need to be addressed. Thank you, Miss Cruz, for your comments. Okay. This Miss Donna again. She say, what about $700,000 overlooked it about architects with the gym? That board didn't see, as Hammond mentioned with Edwell. You know, I remember that. Matter of fact, I was talking about that today. I think it had something to do, that $700,000 had something to do, I believe, with was it the track field or something, track field or whatever, that they claimed that they come up $700,000 short. How do you miss the mark that much? That's almost $1 million, over $500,000, almost a. How do you financially plan, and you miss the mark $700,000? Who's the accountant? $700,000. When I first read that, I said, this sounds fishy. And the first thing I thought, that $700,000, is this some kind of thank you money? No investigation on that. And here it is. We're talking about this board hiring this extra duty attorney because they claim, I think it's, $20,000 that a superintendent should not exceed without going to the school board. Y'all help me out, you school board members, or those of you who know what I'm talking about. So what is that number? We're talking about $20,000 that they're complaining about. Here it is, some of these very same board members, when this gym was built, okay, $700,000 that they claimed that they were short. I'm talking plain to you. They claimed they were $700,000 short. And the board discussed it, took the motion, took the vote, it passed, and they released the money. And I don't even think there was an investigation. If you had to investigate something, that would have been the time right there. $700,000 shortage. and nobody blink. What you say? Okay. All right. Y'all, I'm gonna read about one or two more, and then I gotta shut it down. This is Mr. White. Hope I pronounced your name. Said Ryan White. How you doing? It is not his kid's job to fight the battle of fixing Blytheville School. Blytheville is felon. I'm trying to get over there. I don't get my words, my letters. I don't have them big enough. But I'm gonna try to read that. It say, let me get my phone. Where my phone at? I might can read it better there, because I don't want to miss them comments. I want to see exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna try to read it from here. It say, it is not his kid's job to fight the battle of fixing Blytheville schools. Blytheville is a felon school district. Most parents with the option to send their kid elsewhere should. We shouldn't expect people to send their kids, their jails, send their kids, I guess he means send their kids there just because they work there. Give them time to work on the issues and fix it then. Expect them to send their kids there. I'm gonna try to like some misplaced words there, but I think I'm getting what he's saying. What he's actually saying is that, and we're gonna talk about that. He's actually saying, well, don't blame his kids. Okay, it's not his kids' fault. It's not his kids' responsibility to fix the Blytheville schools. You know, the Blytheville schools got F's. That's what we're talking about. And y'all know me, I'm just a straight shooter. I think it's a combination of them both. We have a predominant black school, okay? The school is felon. So I'm going to help Mr. White out. I mean, if we're going to be honest, let's be honest. Yes, our schools all have F's. And yes, a parent have every right to send their kids to whatever school that they want to send them to. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. If coach wants to go and seek employment with the Gosnell School District, then so be it. He should do that. We're talking about one of the violations that they claim that the superintendent committed was that she didn't live in the city of Blytheville. Well, if we go by your statement, Mr. White, the board was wrong for trying to sanction her because she got a home elsewhere. She had a home elsewhere before she came here. They knew that. The board knew that. That ain't no secret. They knew where she lived. They knew she went home periodically when she chose to do so. So, should we have different rules for different folks? Or should we treat everybody the same? Now, definitely the kids can't fix the school system, so I don't even know why that even come up. But in terms of the parent, if the coach claimed that he loved it Blytheville so much, I ran that show. His interview that he had, I think it was some radio station, a podcast or whatever, over in, I think, around the Jonesboro, Paraguay area, said that he loved Blytheville. When you speak those words, There got to be some showmanship behind that. You can't just speak words, throw words up in the air, and there is no showmanship. So I have to disagree with you on that. Yes, he can send his kids to Gosling if he want to, but the citizen here in the city of Blytheville, we don't believe in double standards. We the taxpayers. If we gonna have folks that want to come to our schools and work, if our schools are good enough for them to work here, then they ought to be good enough for their children to enroll in. That's just my personal opinion. We all got one. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. This is Mrs. This Miss Wales. Donna, please send those emails to ADE in Code of Ethics. Also, the findings of professional misconduct of discipline and guests who reinstate them back. Interesting. Integrity needs to be questioned. Well, I don't know exactly what emails Mrs. Wales is talking about. She know I don't like that. She always want to put something out there and want to have us guessing what it is. You know, I mean, go ahead and share. What is these emails is to be sent to ADE? It ain't no secret. I mean, we all on the same page. Let's speak about it. What are these emails? You know, and so that's what I'm saying. I just don't like, you know, folks throwing stuff out there and have everybody, you know, guessing what it is. And so, but anyway, we're going to move on. This is Miss Williams. Mr. Ray needs to be terminated. I guess you know about him. Last one, Mrs. Stonna. No investigation on the $700,000 at all was questioning, and board members Desmond Hammond did bring it up. I was just going to try to help it out. Bring it up, or brought it up. Go to source. How you're going? Go to source. How you're going? Question Superintendent Veronica Perkins for $30,000. Desmond Hammond, have you forgot? I don't know what that is about. But anyway, $700,000. And we're talking about $30,000. $30,000 is just a drop in the bucket. And that's what they making a whole lot of complaints about. 21,000, 28,000. Now I'm seeing 30,000. We're talking about a drop in the bucket when $700,000 is called into question, and we don't conduct an investigation. We just give the money, give taxpayers' money away. We got to hold people accountable. Okay. This is the last one here. That's not the principal, Mr. White. Mr. McKenzie, double-minded. He came here speaking on two sides. He should stay where he was, okay? He knew he was felon when he knew we were a felon when he left and when he came back. So why not let love help us overcome our problems? You know, as this, again, you know, I think it's a fair statement to make. The coach knew what kind of school district that we were before he left, and in fact, he knew that hadn't much changed when he decided to return. So when you see that the school district is somewhat struggling when it comes to performance, when you say you love Blytheville, you stay and you roll your sleeves up and you do whatever it takes to make the school district better. You don't run off, but you stay. You roll your sleeves up, like I say. You jump in and you do whatever need to be done to help Blytheville School District become better. Okay? That's what we do. Okay, this is Mrs. Dorothy Blankenship Young. When you add it all up, it's money. That can be used for the one who was not making $30,000. It is a lot. $30,000 is a lot of money. But compare that with $700,000. We're talking about a double standard here, what we're talking about. We're talking about $700,000 that was missing in past years. Nobody was investigated. Now we're talking about money, what I consider a drop in the bucket. Whether it's $20,000, $30,000, or even $50,000. Compared to $700,000, that's a drop in the bucket. Yes, we should investigate all dollars, perhaps, that might have been misappropriated. Yes, we should. But we got to be fair. We got to be fair, okay? Got Mrs. Rump. How you doing, Mrs. Rump? When you say you love something or someone, you nourish. Exactly, you nourish it. You see, people throw words up in the air, and they use that word love so loosely. You know, I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. Words just, you know, there's nothing in it. I mean, there's empty words that are being, spoken. But when you really love something or somebody, there is some showmanship behind that. If someone say they love me, I should be able to see it and feel it. That's what we're saying to all the folks who seem somewhat confused when we say if you love something or you love someone, there should be some showmanship. That's what we're saying. As they say back in the day, talk is cheap. You hear me? Talk is cheap. And as Janet Jackson say, what have you done for me lately? You say you love the Blytheville School District. What have you done for the Blytheville School District lately? You don't tuck your tail between your legs and haul and run. You stay there, roll your sleeves up, and you get down in the crunches. Okay? That's what we do. All right. Y'all, I'm getting a little tired here. I'm going to try to read about one or two more, and then I'm gonna shut it down. Did I read that? $700,000. Did I read that? $700,000 was back then. We had the same 3 board members. They should have done something. Who were the president on the board? They done went through I don't know how many presidents. That's a very good comments, and I have to go ahead and be in support of those comments. Exactly, and it's not too late. Let's get that straight right now. It's not too late. This was nothing more than selective. You hear me? That's the word. This was nothing but selective investigation. They selected who they wanted to investigate. That's what I'm calling selective investigation. They selected who that they wanted to investigate. I'm not accusing any of these other past superintendents, but what I am saying is not just the superintendents, those that who have had uh, uh, administrative position, that they was over the what do you call it, transportation, those that who was over the billing and grounds, these directors that was over these particular departments or whatever, they working with millions of dollars, especially when you're talking about hiring contractors and subcontractors. And we had most of these board members, as you stated, Miss Young, Mrs. Young. Some of these board members was in the seat back then. $700,000 shortfall, and we don't even conduct an investigation. You think this not gonna come up in this lawsuit? Shall Superintendent Perkins, and I'm sure she will, filing a lawsuit. You think that $700,000 ain't gonna come up? $700,000, and this board didn't even blink. They just paid the money. Just paid the money. Talking about being good stewards over the people's money, they failed. Okay? So you all just overlook $700,000. What it could had utilized for Blytheville School is just a small thing. Okay, yeah, that's sort of being very dismissive. $700,000. It just seemed like, we have those who just want to dismiss that. That's not important. That happened, as they say, that happened a long time ago. Why are we even talking about it? We're talking about it because we're talking about being fair. First time ever. And y'all know me. That's me. I am a person who is quick to know when race is involved. That's what I do. I've been doing this for over 30 years. We get those in power who happen to be white. Millions of dollars where you can put a question mark beside in terms of misappropriation, and we don't even blink. We just, oh well, pay the money and move on. And many of these folks don't even work for the Blytheville School District no more. I bet they are set. Probably done paid their home off. Probably ain't even working anymore. And we didn't even blink. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a disparity and how we treat one person opposed to how we treat another. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Y'all, I'm going to have to cut this off. I'm looking. What is this? Desmond Hammett questioning it and argue with past Superintendent Edwell. Go to the NEA Town Carrier newspaper for proof. Hammett rebutted it. Now there's a lot of articles in past papers, what have you, archives or what have you, that we can find some of these board meetings to where the press carried it and they printed it in the local paper here. And so that's pretty much all I have, you all. I want to say this here is that I don't know if I told you all. Let me go up here. I think there's going to be a meeting. Okay. I want to put this up here. There's going to be a meeting, a hearing. Well, I say a meeting. It's a hearing. Dr. Superintendent Perkins, her hearing date is scheduled on August the 21st. That's not far away. August the 21st. To my understanding, if you heard President Hammond speak, he stated that this meeting will be open to the public. Okay. Also stated that Mrs. Superintendent Perkins, she can have counsel, representation, or what have you, and she can make her case. She can have someone to speak on her behalf. If Mrs. Perkins is listening, Superintendent Perkins, I wouldn't even do it. Don't show your hand. If you believe you have been wronged by this board, I believe you have been wronged. There is nothing that you can say to this board on August the 21st to undo what they have done today. They're not going to undo it. But that's your call. Okay, that's your call. But they're not going to undo it. It's just a formality. Just to say that they followed the law. They gave you a hearing. That's all this is. Just to say that they didn't deny you an opportunity to hear your side. If you're going to do any talking, do your talking inside of a courtroom. Don't show your hand. Don't tip your hand. That's just my little 2 cents. Okay? But y'all, before I go, I want to say this here. No matter what superintendent that we hire next, and I'm pretty sure this board probably already got somebody in mind. You know, it's no different than back here, what was it, about 2 years ago? You know, the first place that they look when they want to find a superintendent, they look inside their circle. It could be someone in their, what do you call these things, these little sororities. It could be someone within their sororities or what have you. You know, could be somebody that have some type of background in schooling that is retired and they're trying to bring them back. But whoever the board employ, if I was a superintendent, I will run far away from Blytheville as I possibly can. We already at the end of the bucket. Superintendent Perkins was it. You ain't gonna find nothing else. And for the person who thinking about coming to Blytheville to be a superintendent, you better turn around and run fast. You cannot work with this school board. Not this school board. We're gonna have to get rid of these folks. This school board that we have right now, they will make you fall down and kiss their feet. You're going to be at the beck and call of this school board that we have now. No matter what superintendent we bring in here, no superintendent is going to be able to work with this board that we have now. This board is not workable. This board has its own personal agenda. We're at the bottom of the barrel, y'all. There is no superintendents out there, quality superintendents. No quality superintendent is out there is going to put their experience, if you will. They're not going to put that on the line coming to Blytheville. Same thing with teachers. Why do you think you got a teacher shortage? It's because it's not just what goes on in the classroom. The teachers need a board that will give them all the necessary tools that they need to teach inside the classroom. And if they don't get that, it makes their job that much more difficult. So they're not going to come here. That's why we got a teacher shortage. They want to know, do they have the board support as well as the superintendent? So until we get our act together, treating our teachers right, treating our administrators right, talking about fairness, we're going to continue to have this problem. Recruitment of teachers, that they be certified or non-certified. Right now, we better pray to God that we hold on to our non-certified teachers right now, because see, we raising too much hell with them right now. They're not gonna always be in a position of non-certification. They will get their certification. One day they will pass that test, and they're gonna remember how you treated them. And the first chance they get, they're gonna pack up and haul out of here. And we back at ground zero, trying to find teachers, trying to find a superintendent. But for you folks out there that ain't doing no thinking, you think that just because you get rid of a superintendent today, that you got somebody knocking on the door set and ready to go tomorrow. If that's your way of thinking, you stupid. You stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. Again, there's going to be a hearing August the 21st. Please make plans to be there. I think I covered everything that I needed to talk about. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call it tonight. Go back over here and see if I get any other comments from people that I might have missed. And if not, I'm going to shut it down. Okay. We talked about the $700,000. Miss Wells, since she done wrote a book, I think I'm going to go ahead and let her share it with us. She took that much time to write this. You know, this community is a box town of association, and mostly the ones that say they concerned about Blytheville School District and kids. Check their mindset and watch what they support. Sports. They always cheerleading, broadcasting, getting people involved. But why not put that energy in getting kids help to read? I noticed the ones trying to have success and promote their organization partnership with the Blytheville School District for self-gain, handouts, and receiving funds to operate. There is one that's my opinion, and it's the QC what's that? Shivers, Girls, and Boys Club in this box community. I'm not sure who is the QC, Shiver, Boys and Girls. I do know we have a Boys and Girls Club that back a while used to be down at the AMOD building. And so I can't comment or opine on that. I'm just lost. I don't know. I don't know. But if you're saying, if I read you correctly, you're saying that those who are concerned with sports, need to be just as equally concerned with our districts in terms of academics. We have schools that have Fs. Now, if that's what you're saying, I agree, you know, because at the end of the day, no matter how well they can shoot that ball, run that football, or whatever, when they try to get into college, what's that word they use, red shirt or whatever? In other words, I'm just going to call it sideline. They probably going to be uh, placed on the sideline until they get them scores up, the grades up. That's the worst thing to do, to have an outstanding football player or basketball player or whatever, boy or girl, you know, and they get to these schools and because of their grade, they're not able to participate in these sporting programs. So yes, we do need to be equally concerned with school performance as we would or as we are the sporting program. Okay. Okay. Now I don't know what that mean. It was Barbara Audrey Wales. They would never let Desmond Hammett have it. Okay, I think she was responding to. I think someone asked a question: who was the president back then when this $700,000? What is being called into question now? $700,000. Who was the board president? And Mrs. Donald stated it was Miss Barbara Audrey Wales. Okay, I hope that the one who asked that question, there's your answer. Okay, you all. I'm trying to see. Do I have any other people who hadn't spoke yet? I need to know. Someone asking a question here. I need to know what they're going to do about that $700,000. Exactly. It's not too late. And that's where we come in at the taxpayers. We should be demanding right now. How did we come up with that kind of shortfall? $700,000, almost $1 million. We need to go and find out who was the accountant also back then, because somebody couldn't count, add and subtract. Somebody had a math problem. How do you have a shortfall, $700,000? That definitely need to be an investigation. Okay, since this is the last comment, I'm Superintendent Brown. Let me see. Y'all, I'm trying to see if I have anyone that I hadn't got yet. So if I'm passing you by and I didn't share all your questions, forgive me. The night has been well spent. I'm getting tired. I'm about to lose my voice. Okay. I guess this is Mrs. Wales. I guess I'm going to show that. That's what she's talking to, the one who asked the question about who was the president back then. It say the board members were Barbara Wales, myself, Toby Johnson, Desmond Hammett, the one bringing up investigation because of personal issues and narcissistic. Got me a tongue tied trying to pronounce that word. Behavior. Billy Farrer and Aaron Carrington also. For information of your statement, I didn't vote or failed. An investigation was necessary and interested. It was Desmond Hammett and the newcomers, board members, and an old veteran member sitting and be surprised of training hours obtained. And some of us don't know basic how to make a motion. What the person is talking about, Mrs. Wells, is that reason it's so important who was the board president. You had a lot of power. You just didn't utilize that power. You was the board president. You had $700,000 shortfall. You could have put that on the table about having an investigation conducted. So, in terms of Toby Johnson, Desmond Hammond, and all them, I mean, board members gonna be who they are and do what they do. But I'm talking about you. You was the president, and you could have made that investigation happen. That's what the person is inquiring about, who was the board president. All those other members that were sitting over there, I'm pretty sure you get 2 or 3 come together, they probably could have made some noise too, not just you. You know, there could have been probably 2 or 3 other board members that were sitting on the board when you were serving as president. You know, they also could have made some noise. But you as president, you could have made that happen. Okay? I think that's it, you all. I think I got everybody. Y'all, I'm just gonna have to just answer some of y'all when I get up out of here. How much time I've been on here? Oh boy, I can't even say. I know I've been on here too long, that's for sure. But anyway, you all have a blessed remaining night. And like I say, please be at that hearing on the 21st. That's if Superintendent Perkins show up. If I know Superintendent Perkins from a professional standpoint, just she being the person that she is, I think she know that this meeting that's supposed to occur on the 21st, you know, it's just me now. It's just a waste of time. You know, like I say, you know, you're gonna fight. Don't let nobody peep the card. Don't let nobody see your hand or know your hand. Don't let them peep the card. You come into that hearing and you laying out all of your factual information. Ain't nothing gonna change. Speak to your attorney, file your lawsuit, and then they'll find out in a court of law. Okay? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to call it quits. And may you all have a blessed remaining night. I'm tired, and I'm finna go and get me a cup of coffee, watch me a little television until I fall asleep. All right? So I want to say peace and love, and may God bless, and may God keep you all until we see each other again. Peace and love, and God bless, and good night. And please do jump over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you're there, please do hit that notification bell where you'll get all of my broadcasts when I go live. Okay? Please subscribe.